question for me. What are you doing, Uwe?
What I'm doing? I don't know.
You know,
I try to make
we talked
entertainment and information. That's my job. Okay, that's called Gleiten.tv, and that's the reason why we are here, together with Cabrinha and Christian, the sales manager for Cabrinha. Oh, wie ist dein Titel? How's your title?
Sales manager for Europe.
Sales manager for Europe. Yeah, not Germany or something like that. He was managing everything in the back, from the sales things, all the events,
from everything from factory until to the shop, everything between. I order from the factory, we get the stuff and organize the way of the product up to the shop.
What we have to explain, it's also like Roberto Ricci. It's a part of the distribution called Pride Group. It's a worldwide acting company, and Cabrinha, Roberto Ricci, JP, Near Pride. What's also including? Pride Group, Flow
and Ice Tools for the winter items.
So winter items, yeah, okay. And you work with them how many years?
Since the beginning?
Since the beginning?
Since 2000.
2000.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they've been part of the Pride Group much longer than that. Yeah, the Pride Group has 3 distribution hubs. We have one in Europe, we have one in Asia, we have one in the US, or North and South America. And these are our main distribution hubs, and then all the other countries, like our third-party distributors, are handled by the brand directly.
From the beginning, Cabrinha starts, I think it depends to your name and your history, as a major brand in kitesurfing, and that stays like until now, with a big range of different kites, and you build up some really special things. 2005, we come out with a bow kite, with a crossbow. That was the biggest deal for you in the market?
Yeah, that was. Yeah,
that was a really wow.
It was a point. It was definitely a point in time for us, and I think for the sport. You know, like it seemed like the sport was climbing, and then it got to a point where it was kind of pretty established, and everybody thought that this is what it was going to be.
Yeah.
And then the bow kites came along, and it seemed to just take off from there, and it really opened up. I think there was something about it that gave people a lot of confidence. That where before that, some people thought it was an extreme sport, and maybe they didn't want their kids or sometimes their girlfriend or their wife to do it. And suddenly it was a family sport, and it was something
more into mainstream now.
For everybody. Yeah. And it was more reachable.
Yeah.
And at the same time, it was also provided. It wasn't just safety. It started to provide a kind of performance that you couldn't get from like a fixed depower kite.
Yeah. Was it a major thing that all products are made also for everybody? Or that you prefer more to make equipment for the professionals?
Both. Yeah, for us, I mean, you know, we operate on a pretty high level, and you know, everybody that we're in contact with, you know, our team riders, you know, they're the guys that are pushing the sport. So we have to provide the highest level of, you know, performance out of our products. But at the same time, if you just go for the top end, you're going for a very elite group of people. You want to spread the love. You want to sell it to, you know, everyone. And so you have to make performance products for everybody. I don't say our philosophy is that we don't. I don't know if you guys will understand the meaning, but you don't dumb it down. In other words, you don't make low performance products for the mainstream. You make high performance products for them, but you just make it easy to use for them. You know, you make the systems easy to use. You make the kite stable so that it's all the performance, but it has it's easy. The switchblade. That's a classic example. The switchblade.
The switchblade is
at one point in time, it won the world speed record. It was the fastest sailing craft in the world of any boat. It was faster than hydropter. It was faster than sail rocket. It was faster than anything, and it was a kite that they were using also to teach in schools.
Everybody
so
loved
it had this extreme performance, but this extreme easy to use. You know, so I think that's something that Cabrinha's been really good at identifying how to make these kind of products.
I think also now it's super difficult to have a product like the crossbow, which is completely different to everything else in the market. So the points are, the steps are a little bit increasing here, some steps here, and I think on the level what we reached over the years, the performance is really high. I could test all the products these days here at the beach, and I must say it's really nice to see how our products work, and not just in 12 or 9 square meter. Also the 8 have to work, the 7, the 11. No? 11 is a size where we sell, I think, I don't know, a third of a 12, that also these kind of size have to work.
Yeah, that's true. That's for me also, or for our medium. And when we test something, we had also focus on it, that we have in each size the same performance. Yeah, you have the same bar feeling and everything. Okay, it's a bit slower, 12 square meter than a 9, blah blah blah. That's not a big difference. But that's the thing, that you have a really good brand, or that you can say that's a really good brand, because they make it development until the end, you know, that the customer have a 100% perfect product. That's not the question. The thing is, in the last years, we have probably the Switchblade or the FX, or from the radar comes the Moto. It's not in this line. The special thing is Switchblade or FX. And then people say, okay, you change it like F1, you know? You have a perfect kite 5 years ago, and then what would you do now? This kite is perfect. Would you have it more for freestyle, or would you give it more boost or something like that? Yeah. Who's the guy saying, okay, we take that direction or this direction?
Yeah. So our philosophy there is, let's talk about the Switchblade. It's a really good example, because the Switchblade is something that is so beloved by everybody.
Yeah, sure.
You know, and everybody loves it for a few really good reasons. One is that it's super stable, it's very predictable, and it has all the performance. Yeah. So we lock down that genre, we lock down that position of the Switchblade, and we don't try to change the performance. Like, we don't say, okay, tomorrow the Switchblade is going to be more wave, or more freestyle. It's like, that is that. Yeah. If we want to make a change, we just make another kite, a different model. Yeah. So the Moto is a good example, because the Moto has some of the DNA of the Switchblade. Yeah, you know, it has that kind of stability, but it has less struts. You know, it's a little bit lighter, it's a little bit friskier, a little faster turning, but that comes at a cost too. You know, whereas the Switchblade has that low end range. You know, the Moto is a little bit more of a higher performance.
You have to move them a bit more.
Yeah, exactly. And the profiles are slightly different. Yeah. But so that's our philosophy. We lock down. When something is really working, we lock it down. The Drifter's another good example. Yeah. You know, we're not going to make suddenly the Drifter freestyle version, you know, for unhooked twin tips. No, the Drifter is like the surf kite, and we're going to make it do everything that we can make it do in surfing. Yeah. And if we want something else, we make another kite.
Right now, you're kite designer, Pat Goodman. We talked to him, but now you have a job with North Kiteboarding. For 2020, all these models are mostly the same. Okay, you change right now the canopy. That looks pretty nice. It's 2 days before we went over to all these kites here, and that looks so 100% professional. The tip area. What are you doing with these how the canopy is laying over it in and there. It's sorry, but sorry for the other one. That's the best one in this case. Yeah? But it's almost probably the same like last year from the shape, from the you have the same.
Most of the kites have the same design as before.
Yeah.
With the Contra, we made some changes.
Okay.
Yeah. So we improved the
Why?
performance. The Contra was for many years just you know, it was like the Switchblade. It was the standard in light wind.
Yep.
But appetites are changing, and there's a lot more foiling now, and we wanted to make it a little bit more
in this direction.
Yeah,
okay.
for sure.
Oh,
you know, just widen the range of use for that kite. And then of course this year we have the Crosswing, which is a new product, and that's from our new designer. His name is Dudu Mazzucato. Yeah, really talented. I mean, we absolutely scored with this guy. Like you know, losing Pat wasn't that much of a problem. You know, he had been with us for many years.
Friends,
but yeah, we're friends. Yeah, but it was time. It was time for him to go, and it gave us the opportunity to really find someone who could take it beyond where Pat was, and we found that guy.
Some secrets. Where's the direction? Where's the direction?
Yeah, that's it.
What we can expect.
We just launched 2020, so it's a little too early to talk about 2021.
You need something. You need some more bang.
No, I think if you look at our range right now, like this is a really good example here. The modular control system. If you look at how the control system is very modular. If you look at our foil program, it's also very modular. Meaning
right now it looks good.
You can change the wings, you can change the fuselage, the mast. So modular is a buzzword for Cabrinha, and I think you can see a lot more in the future of that. You know, products that you can mix together to really customize your style. Like,
customize your style.
Yeah, I think that's what everybody wants now. I think people want to make the product feel like their own. You know, put the right connection on, put make the right tuning. You know.
That's what we say in our test that is much more important right now. When you use one kite, if the speed from the kite is the best one for this board together for your style and everything, because all these combinations makes completely different feelings. Yeah, you get a slow board, then you have much more bar pressure and everything. Then everybody can bring it more together, and we try to explain it how these things work together, and don't say. For me, I don't know. It's not necessary to put on the kite. It's a wave kite, or it's a free ride kite, or it's a whatever, or a boost kite. You can ride it, and then you see, okay, it's good for that. It's good for that.
That's
you have to do this, because otherwise nobody knows what's that.
Yeah, what we normally do is every kite has like what we call it the apex position. Yeah. So like if what's a good example? Like
I think the drifter is a good example.
Yeah.
Because with the drifter you can teach as well. You can give it to students. It's a perfect relaunch. And as Pete said, Cabrinha tries all the time to have product for everybody and which is easy to use. For sure you will find a wave kite in the market which is maybe a little bit more aggressive or faster or something like this in special conditions.
I think so.
Maybe, just maybe. But in average, that a normal guy can use also our wave kite. It's super easy. My kid was 9 years old, and he loves the kite. He can use it, he can relaunch it by himself. It's super easy to handle, and this makes also the professional guys happy to have an easy to use kite in waves where Kia are.
Sometimes it's kind of dangerous to put a product inside of a box, you know, and say this is only what it's used for. And I'll give you an example. the Aviate kite. The Aviate kite is actually one of the fastest kites, inflatable tube kites on the market.
Yeah.
And so if we just said this is a race kite, you know, like a, you know, or a speed efficient speed kite, then we would be missing one of its best features. It's also
boosting.
An incredible boosting kite.
Yeah.
But it's hard, it's a hard thing to say because that's kind of a free ride thing, but it's got such a fast, you know, high efficiency, high performance side to it as well. So it's sometimes best not to say too much. You just say this kite can be used for many different things.
Yeah, that's the reason normally we only take a look to the kite and then say, okay, the outline and the profile, it looks like, well, maybe you have to test this thing also, because I think it will work there, you know? And then we find it out, and then we give it also the whole time to the customers. For us, no problem. You have to make it together with your marketing to put something on it. Yeah, it's very difficult to don't put it in a box. Yeah, because otherwise the guys here, they watch, I don't know, hundreds of kites, and after that they don't know nothing at the end. They are searching for free ride kite or something like that. Then you have to put free ride on it.
I think there's always a spot in the, if you look at our kite range, there's a spot in the center that you can kind of use all the kites for, some sort of free riding or whatever. And then they have on the outside is where they're like specialties. The drifter for surf, you know, the FX for a type of freestyle, you know, and the Aviate for, you know, efficiency and going fast, the Contra for light wind, like that's their apex category.
Coming to the surfboards, that's the range for 2020 is the same.
Correct.
It's exactly the same. It's the same construction, bamboo around.
It's done so well.
Well,
it's the same construction and everything. It's done so well last year that we didn't want to change it again. So we're going to run it for another half a season, and then at some point during the year we'll do a mid-season launch of our new collection.
For you, you're one of the best surfers in the world. This kite and everything. It's for you.
That guy over there is.
Okay, I know. I can come to youngster.
I don't want to claim anything.
Forget it. You think it's for the performance, the best construction, or it's the best durability?
Let's put it this way. You can make a lighter board than this, but
you have no stress with this.
Yeah, I haven't seen, you know, light boards that last more than months. I mean, every board manufacturer has to be honest about that. I think there's no one in this show that can say they have a super light board that's, you know, not going to heel dent. It's not going to potentially break. But these, we found the perfect balance between lightweight and durability. And if you're going to pay that kind of money for a board, you want it to last. You know? And you want it to, I mean, they're beautiful boards too. I mean, they really are.
The foil range, that's one of the parts. It's growing and growing and growing. Everybody here right now, it's when the wind drops down, going onto foil and everything. Right now you have a big range. You've also many different boards, but I'm missing something short for the freerider or making some tricks and everything, strappers. No, this one because you know that's the double agents, the construction, it's like a twin-tip model, but more.
You're talking about like strapless freestyle?
Yeah,
yep.
like this.
Right here,
but this on the other side for the most riders too long. With 5.5 or when you take the shortest one, the shortest one is
5.2.
5.2. That is more something like 3.6 or something like that. A lot of people right now using these boards. We don't have something like that.
I'm not sure I know what you're talking about.
Shorter model from the Express, probably. For foiling, only for foiling.
Oh, sorry.
Because right now you have a big foil range, you know, for different speeds and different directions and everything. That's cool. Not like the beginning. In the beginning was everybody had one foil, and then okay, we have also foil equipment. But that's not a not a foil range, you know. Right now we have a foil range.
You're digging into stuff that we're
sorry for that.
That we're working on right now that we can't talk about.
Yeah, we have to.